and welcome to Priestess Entrepreneur Kitchen Table Conversations. I'm Cindy Morris, your host. You may be wondering what a Priestess Entrepreneur is. Well, a Priestess Entrepreneur takes her intuitive guidance, the passion that she has to bring her true and beautiful work to the world, and combines it with the courage and the risk-taking of the entrepreneur. She's a woman who does her business in the world following her intuition. This show is a forum for women priestess entrepreneurs to talk about business and the business of life. Today we have a lovely priestess entrepreneur with us, actually kind of a goddess priestess. Today we have Cindy Lawrence with us, and Cindy Lawrence is a Yogeshwari, which is a goddess of yoga. So welcome, Cindy.
Namaste.
Namaste.
It's wonderful to be here.
Yes, and tell us a little bit about your work. What kind of what is your yoga about?
Well, my yoga is a combination of different aspects of yoga. So most people, when they think of yoga, they think of the physical part of yoga.
Right.
So
the poses.
Skinny people doing gymnastics.
Doing pretzel poses.
Doing things that seem kind of humanly impossible. Or
I think of it that way, yeah.
Right, so there's definitely that physical exercise part of yoga, the poses they're called. I think what separates me from other yoga teachers is that I incorporate the other more subtle, esoteric aspects of yoga, like the breathing, which is called pranayama. And the breathing is what actually changes your energy. You know, when you take a good breath, how it just changes how you feel.
Yes.
And most people forget to breathe in the course of the day.
Yes, or they breathe shallow.
Chest breathers.
Yeah.
So we do the physical exercises, we do breathing or pranayama. We do a little meditation or visualization. And that is really a potent part of the practice. And I'm getting more and more excited about teaching people to tap into what you called intuition a moment ago, but that inner guidance or inner wisdom, and it helps you see pictures in your mind. And if you can see those pictures in your mind, then you can manifest those pictures.
Right.
So it might be a picture of health, or a picture of wealth, or a relationship healing. So what we visualize really does become real out here in the world at a certain point.
So I always kind of think about meditation like, it's like you enter meditation, most people worried, you know, we're all worried about things. And then as part of a meditation, you do a guided meditation with people. You're replacing the worry thought or the worry vision with a positive, something positive and uplifting.
Yes, and I think one of the things that people constantly say after they've been in a class with me or a private yoga therapy session, which we'll talk more about a little bit later, which is also a wonderful healing tool, but is that when you meditate, it's accessible. So I think people have this idea that meditation is kind of foo-foo, or it's that you have to, I don't know, be a certain kind of person, let's say, to meditate. Like, you know, relaxed people can meditate more easily or something. Or, you know, like people have the false idea that, well, I'm not flexible, so I can't do yoga. Well, hardly anybody's flexible, and you just do the best.
And hardly anybody's relaxed. So,
so it's this, we have this idea of who we are and who we're not. And what I create is this very welcoming environment that you just show up however you are.
Wherever you're at.
That day. Because maybe you're just not feeling it that day.
Right.
Maybe you're really feeling on and in your power and in your body, and it's very easy to access a deep, full breath. Or maybe you had a nightmare that night, or your kid woke up screaming, and you show up to class and you're just frazzled. And you just want to start in Shavasana. Which
is just lay down, corpse pose, just lay down, surrender.
And so I actually give my students permission to do that if that's what they need to do. So it's a very holistic, very comprehensive style of yoga that's not at all athletic or sporty. So instead of being afraid to go to a yoga class or self-conscious, I would hope to have the exact opposite experience from my students when they come in. It's like, oh, no matter how I feel that day or what I want to wear, if it's something baggy, or maybe I'm feeling good about my body today and I want to show off and wear some cute little yoga top. But it's not about the external part. The way that I teach is automatically therapeutic and experiential.
Right.
So
talk about that.
So I'll talk about that.
What is yoga therapy?
So one of the really cool things that I discovered about yoga maybe 4 or 5 years into practicing is that there was some power that I would feel that made it different than just physical exercise.
You would feel it yourself when you would do it. Yes.
Like there's something going on inside of me that's really exciting and very interesting, and it changes, and I can feel it a little bit more now than I could when I first started practicing. Like it's not just about exercise.
Right.
I was talking to another woman who taught yoga for cancer survivors, and she said, oh, I think you'd really like this integrative yoga therapy approach, and here's the manual, maybe you should check this out. So I did, and I discovered these treasures, or these sheaths they're called, and there are 5 aspects of being a person that are called koshas in yoga. And there's a physical aspect, there's an energetic aspect, there's a mental emotional aspect, there's this intuitive aspect, and then there's a spiritual aspect. And yoga is designed to tap into, activate, and enrich all of those aspects of your being. Synthesize. So I go and I study integrative yoga therapy and really did intensive yoga therapy training based on working with the whole person, working with all the koshas. And so if you came in to see me for yoga therapy, we would do a little chat. I would get to know what you have going on, what your concerns are, what you want, what your outcomes might be. And then we would do a yoga practice with all of these different tools of yoga that would address you as a complete person. So if you have a backache, for example, sure, your physical body aches and you're getting that pain message. And there might be more going on. Maybe you just lost your job, or maybe you're caring for an ill parent, or something's going on where you actually feel burdened. So the body is telling us via these sensations that we need to take care of something. And the yoga therapy practice, then we meet for 3 times, and we come up with a little personal routine or a practice that then you can do at home on your own, and check in with me periodically, or come to a class, or whatever kind of follow-up works for you. But it's like a customized yoga lesson or a customized yoga class for you as a whole person.
Oh, I love that. That's great. Now, does this relate then to, you were talking about the personal yoga training that you do? So let's say I didn't want to go to a class and I just wanted you to come to my house and work with me at home. You do that as well.
So I am a yoga instructor in that I can come to your house, bring the mats or whatever we need, and do a private yoga lesson for you and focus more on the specific physical parts of doing yoga, because actually it's not uncommon to injure yourself in a group yoga class.
True, I've heard that.
Because you're trying to keep up with...
You see someone else making the stretch, you're like, I can do that, ouch, I really can't.
And then the irony is that the definition of yoga is yoking yourself to yourself.